Hi everyone. In this lecture, we're going to cover about the mechanism of water absorption. So, in the previous lectures, we have learned about osmosis, diffusion pressure differential, and water potential. Okay. So, in this lecture, we're going to learn how water is absorbed in the plants. So, you can clearly see in this picture. So, water is getting entered water is getting entered into the plant, the root hairs. So it enters the plant cell through the root hairs and it travels to the cortex region, epidermis cortex region, and it will directly pass on to the xylem. Okay, from the xylem it will transfer to different parts of the plant body. This is how uh, the water is absorbed and it is transported to the different parts of the plant. Okay. If you pour water into the soil, what happens? Roots will catch the water, and so firstly, root hairs catch the water, and then it enters into the root, and from the root, it enters to the epidermis and cortex, and finally, uh, it crosses the epidermis, phloem, and it reaches to the xylem. Xylem is a water-conducting tissue, and it will transport the water to the different parts of the plant body. There are different mechanisms for this. Okay, first is apoplastic pathway and the second is symplastic pathway. Then these are the two major pathways that a plant follows to absorb water or to transport water. Okay. What is apoplastic pathway? In this case, the water is transported through the cell wall, so it does not enter into any of the other membranes. So just it passes through the cell wall of one cell to another cell. Okay, the water is transported through cell wall of one cell to another, of one cell to another cell. That is called as apoplastic pathway. Abdominal cell wall. You should remember like that. Okay, it is not the actual terminology. I'm just making you to understand. To remember apoplastic pathway. So what is symplastic pathway? In this case, the water is transported through the cytoplasm, as you can see here. So this one. Okay. So if the water is transported through the cytoplasm, then it is called as symplastic. If the water is transported through the cell wall, okay, then it is called as apoplastic. So what do you think? What is this region? It is this red color strip you can see here. So in fruits, epidermis is the outermost layer, and next to the epidermis there is a region of cortex, and inner to the cortex there is an endodermis layer. In plants, what happens is that in endodermis there is some waxy substances which are present that is called as tubuli, and that makes up a strip called as Casparian strips. But what is the speciality of this Casparian strip is that it will not allow the water to pass through. Okay. So you can see here, if here the plastic pathway has started, then because of this Casparian strip, it has stopped. Even then, what happens in that case is that the water starts to transport through the vacuum. Okay, so it will leave the cell wall and cell membrane, and it will start to transport through vacuum. And finally it reaches to the xylem so that the xylem can transport to different parts of the plant body. The xylem can transport water to the different plant parts of the plant body, particularly to the leaves, so that it can synthesize water and it can photosynthesize and prepare its own and prepare food and other and other metabolic and physiological processes. Okay. You can see the movement of the water is happening through the cell one when it is called as an apoplast, and purple color arrow indicates apoplastic pathway. It's the simplistic pathway is this one, the red color one, wherein the water is transported from one cell to another cell through cytoplasm of one cell to of another cell. Whereas in case of vascular pathway, with the cell encounters endodermis and there is a Casparian strip is present, as I already discussed this. Then the plant follows this vacuole pathway from vacuole to another vacuole, from vacuole of one cell to vacuole of another cell. So try to solve these questions. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment box section. Please forward my video to as many as students so that they can learn the concepts and get benefit. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have liked the lecture, then please hit the like button. That's it, friends. I hope you understood this lecture. I'll meet you in the next lecture. Take care. Eat well. Sleep well. Bye bye.